Honda aim to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050.
Honda's CEO just revealed a groundbreaking hybrid engine that could flip the entire EV market upside down. Could this be the moment hybrids finally replace EVs? It's no longer news that most automakers have announced their plans to convert most of their electric power to hybrid before 2030. Currently, many other automakers are beginning to follow up on these plans, with Honda being the first to say bye-bye to EVs. In a press briefing in Japan, Honda said it will launch a next-generation hybrid powertrain in 2027, including a specific system for large vehicles in the United States. Following this, the company emphasized the importance of hybrids as it scales back its shift toward electric powertrains. However, Honda's EV goals hadn't been quite as bold as other brands, with the Japanese automaker originally aiming to have EVs represent 30% of its global sales by 2030. Apparently, all these are a result of the uncertainties in the business environment and the slowdown in the expansion of the EV market, which has been caused by changes in environmental regulations and trade policies of various countries. While EV adoption hasn't taken off at the rate Honda expected, the company is seeing strong demand for its current hybrid models and will likely invest even more in them. Now, Honda plans to further hone its two-motor hybrid system, which will be paired with a next-generation platform that will focus on reducing weight and a new all-wheel drive electric drive unit that will feature highly precise and responsive motor control. The thing is, Honda aims for these advancements to lead to a 10% better fuel economy than its current hybrid system. But specifically, Honda says that the North American market will develop a new hybrid system meant for larger vehicles, which the company says will provide powerful driving performance, high towing capability, and high environmental performance. Starting in 2027, the auto company plans to launch 13 next-generation hybrid models globally over 4 years, and these new hybrids will wear the simplified H-Mark logo that was originally intended for Honda's EVs. Not only that, the plan is to make them less expensive, with a goal to cut the cost of its next-generation system by over 50%. Beyond that, an expected increase in hybrid sales volume will contribute to this cost reduction, as more efficient production processes and the use of more common parts across models will be made possible. Over time, Honda also re-emphasized its plans for a new advanced driver assistance system that will be able to handle operations like acceleration and steering during an entire drive route, including both highways and surface roads. But let's think about it. EVs used to be a hot cake in the market. What changed? Honda CEO Takahiro Hachigo said that there's no future for EVs, and from other comments he made recently, it was clearly indicated that he doesn't see a dramatic increase in demand for battery vehicles. In an interview with Hachigo, Ane asked this: Honda wants 2/3 of its global sales to come from electrified vehicles by 2030. What is your road to electrification when demand for hybrids and EVs is still underdeveloped? Here's what Hachigo had to say. I believe hybrid vehicles will play a critical role. The objective is not electrification per se, but improving fuel efficiency, and we believe hybrid vehicles are the way to abide by different environmental regulations. Then he was further asked this: what about full electric vehicles? Here's Hachigo's response. Are there really customers who truly want them? I'm not so sure because there are lots of issues regarding infrastructure and hardware. I don't believe there will be a dramatic increase in demand for battery vehicles, and I believe this situation is truly global. There are different regulations in different countries and we have to abide by them, so it's a must to continue R&D, but I don't believe it will become mainstream anytime soon. Hachigo's response is what you'd expect to hear from a pragmatic automaker, obviously a straightforward appraisal of where the market is today. He did not, unlike other CEOs, complain that governments need to underwrite a big charging infrastructure first. Many of these controversies came from analysis, commentary from other media outlets reacting to a recent interview with Automotive News Europe. Apparently, Hachigo appears, at worst, to be honest in noting that demands for EVs currently sucks, and that honest appraisal disheartens EV enthusiast journalists. Here's what Electrek, a well-known media outlet in the automotive space focusing on electric mobility, said. The automotive industry is operating on two completely separate alternative planes of existence. Readers of this site are familiar with the overwhelming evidence of EVs approaching an inflection point and the last gasp of internal combustion. Let's call that reality. And then there's Honda's Takashiro Hachigo, joined by executives from Toyota and others. In their alternative universe, the inevitability of a pure electric future is not proven. Nobody wants them. Nearly 4 decades ago, Honda introduced the first engine technology to meet US Clean Air Act standards without the need for a catalytic converter. In 1999, the Honda Insight was the first hybrid. That's ancient history. Today, the company remains fixated on 20-year-old technology rather than innovating for the new electric age. At the same time, Hachigo's latest statements are entirely out of step with the times. The imperative of global climate change is too urgent for minimal compliance and CES eye candy. But despite all of these issues, there's Tesla that has shown there's a market for pure EVs, not just hybrids, not just plug-in hybrids, PHEVs. Similarly, some time ago, Toyota showed there's a market for hybrids that went a mile or two on battery power and the rest of the time on gasoline. Regardless of the issues surrounding this, what if financial challenges are the cause of this sudden decision? Although EVs are considered eco-friendly, switching to an electric transport system has been fraught with difficulties. Subsequently, the unavailability of EVs compared to conventional ICE vehicles is one of the significant issues with this shift. Not only that, but the most significant expenditure and roughly half of the entire cost of an EV is its battery. As a result, the price of a battery directly affects how affordable a vehicle of this sort is. So, for EV makers, cutting battery prices is their top priority, and for efficient and widespread commercialization of inexpensive BEVs, battery packs must be lowered. But for EVs to be cost competitive with ICE automobiles, cost savings could be achieved by changing the lithium-ion battery's electric and physical characteristics. Despite the rapid growth of EVs, significant barriers remain, impeding mainstream adoption. Disparities in road infrastructure and charging availability between urban and rural locations, and also worries about after-warranty servicing and safety present substantial issues. Also, a lot of consumers are skeptical of EVs' convenience and reliability, particularly in areas with limited infrastructure. While urban inhabitants rapidly adopt EVs as secondary automobiles, overcoming these barriers will require special attention in building infrastructure, rules and regulations, and outreach efforts to create confidence and promote mainstream EV adoption. Honda's step back from full EVs shows it doesn't fully trust the electric hype, and by pushing for hybrids instead, is Honda saying drivers still want balance over being forced into EVs? Let us know what you think in the comments section. Thank you for watching.